The top 10 best manhwa of 2022 you don't want to miss part 2. Welcome back to our countdown of the top 10 must-read manhwa of 2022. In this video, we will be diving into the next 5 entries on our list, including some of the most talked and highly anticipated titles of the year. From heartwarming romance to action-packed fantasy, these manhwas are sure to capture your attention and leave you waiting for more. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of manhwa. So here are the next new 10 entries on our list of top 10 best manhwa of 2022 you don't want to miss. Starting off with our number 10, Barbarian Quest. Get ready to embark on an epic journey through the fantasy world of Barbarian Quest manhwa. The Sky Mountain range was believed to be a resting place for souls and the living were not allowed to cross it. But when Yurik, the strongest member of his tribe, decides to venture over the mountain, he discovers a whole new world on the other side. A world of normal civilized humans living in a medieval-like setting. Yurik sets out to find his own place in these unknown lands and he will stop at nothing to succeed. The manhwa features stunning art and perfectly executed fighting scenes. Yurik, the main character, is a ruthless barbarian and the world building is excellent, with minor war scenarios throughout the story. If you're a fan of medieval era fighting, this manhwa is a must-read for you. Get ready for an action-packed adventure and join Yurik as he fights to make a name for himself in this new world. Number 9. Heavenly Inquisition Sword. A Muri manhwa that is sure to take the world by storm. This story is perfectly balanced with a great combination of characters, pace, and story. With its unique plot and exceptional execution, it has quickly become a masterpiece in the genre. The main character, raised in a closed environment with little outside interaction, discovers a secret martial arts techniques passed down in his family through a mirror. He runs away from home and after eating a mysterious red mushroom, he is rescued by a ragtag teams of bandits who become more like a family to him than his own blood-related family. As the story progresses, our main character develops his abilities and becomes one of the most powerful characters in the manhwa. He has an extraordinary ability to learn and master new skills, just by observing them once. The characters in this manhwa are wholesome and relatable and the art is top-notch. The world building is also immersive and you will be fully immersed in this story. So if you are looking for an action-packed, well-written and well-executed manhwa, Heavenly Inquisition Sword is the perfect choice for you. Number 8. The S-Classes That I Raised. A thrilling manhwa that will keep you on the edge of your seat. The story follows Eugen, an F ranker overshadowed by his little brother, an S ranker. Eugen's life takes a drastic turn when his brother dies in a dungeon raid and he decides to use the wish granted by clearing the dungeon to reset his timeline. With a new lease on life, Eugen sets out to become an S rank himself and help others do the same. The main character, Eugen, is relatable and his development throughout the story is well done. The story is engaging and keeps the reader interested, and the other characters are also well written and add depth to the story. While the art may not be the strongest point, the story more than makes up for it. Overall, the S-Classes That I Raised is a good read and I would highly recommend it to anyone who is a fan of a manhwa with a unique premise and well-developed characters. With 64 chapters already read, it's a story that is sure to keep you hooked till the end. Number 7. Player Who Returned 10,000 Years Later. The story follows the main character who finds himself in hell with nothing but the desire to live and a powerful ability to absorb demons. He quickly rises through the ranks, becoming the ruler of one of the circles of the hell. But after 10,000 years, he decides to head back to the earth. The story of this manhwa has some similarities to other Returner-type manhwas, but the execution is better and it stands out on its own. The art is exceptional, particularly during the fighting scenes, and the characters and the world building are well written and executed. The main character is ruthless and overpowered from the start, which adds to the excitement of the story. Although the manhwa is still relatively new and the story is average for now, the main character trying to find his place in society after spending so much time away. The art is fantastic and the characters are mostly interesting with a few exceptions. The main character is also not a typical good guy or bad guy, but rather a complex character who acts as both throughout the story. Overall, Player Who Returned 10,000 Years Later is worth a read if you are a fan of manhwa with unique premise, great art, and well-written characters. It's a pretty interesting manhwa that is sure to keep you hooked. Number 6. Astio. a heartwarming manhwa that follows the journey of Estio, an ordinary farmer's son with an extraordinary ability to read the thoughts and memories of humans and animals. Due to this ability, Estio is shunned by the people in his village and finds solace only in his animal friends. After years of silently enduring the villagers' hostility, Estio decides to leave home on the night of his 19th birthday. His journey brings him unexpected friendships and encounters, and through these connections, he learns to see the value of his unique ability and the potential for a greater purpose in life. The main character, Estio, has an upright personality, and the story is full of small but heartwarming and sometimes sad adventures. The world building is well done and the story is easy to follow. Overall, Estio is a good manhwa to read if you are looking for a heartwarming story with a relatable main character and a unique premise. Moving on to our number 5, Absolute Sword Sense. The story follows Su Won-hui, a man whose dantian shatters from a ki rampage, causing him to be cast aside by his family. Then he is kidnapped by the Blood Cult, where he is used as a third-rate spy. One day, he is killed after being used to find the legendary secret records of the Sword Says, but instead of dying, he wakes up 10 years in the past on the day he was kidnapped by the Blood Cult with the power to hear the voices of swords. The story is engaging and well executed with a big training arc that never gets boring. The main character is unique, having the ability to talk to spirits of the swords. He has a cool and ruthless personality, and the side characters are also well written. The art is good and the fight scenes are well transitioned. This manhwa is from the author of Nano Machine, which is a plus. The world building is also looking good for now, and if you are a fan of Miura manhwa, Absolute Sword Sense is a must try. Number 4. Return of the Disaster Class Hero. This manhwa that will keep you on the edge of your seat. The story follows Jeonli, one of the 13 heroes known as Sense, who awaken to challenge the unknown, destructive creatures known as Calamities. But when his allies betray him and leave him for dead during a dungeon raid, he manages to come back to her 20 years later more powerful than ever and ready for revenge. The main character, Jeonli, is the strongest of the 13 heroes and his character development is well done. The story is not entirely unique, but it is still satisfying to follow. The art is fantastic, particularly in the fighting scenes. The main character is overpowered from the start, and the story is focused on his quest for revenge against his traitorous former companion. Overall, Return of the Disaster Class Hero is a must-try for fans of manhwa with a strong main character, great art, and a satisfying story. The story is nothing new, but it is still satisfactory. The characters are well written, and the world building is also well executed. Number 3. Heavenly Martial God. This manhwa follows the journey of Ha Hu-young, the greatest martial artist reigning over all the lands. He is driven by the desire to reach the peak of martial arts and become a saint, but his ascension is blocked due to his past karma as a ruthless and arrogant murderer. He is reincarnated into the future as the second lord of Namgung family, Namgung Hyuk, and must start from the scratch to regain his strength and overcome the 9 yin energy blockage. The story is a mix of comedy and action with a predictable plot and moments that keep you on the edge of your seat. The art style is filled with intense fighting scenes and characters, while one-dimensional for now are likable. The main character is overpowered and ruthless with a harsh personality that adds to the excitement of the story. Overall, Heavenly Martial God is a must-read for fans of comedy and action-packed martial arts manhwa. The story is nothing new, but it is still entertaining and the characters are likable. The world building is well executed and the main character is ruthless and overpowered. Number 2. Poison Dragon, The Legend of an Asura. A unique and refreshing manhwa that stands out from the typical cultivation stories. The main character, instead of gaining immense strength from the start or through nonsensical means, possesses a unique power of poison or venom. He adapts to it early on and uses it methodically to plan out his attacks and strategize for his targets. The story is well written and follows the character development of a MC as a child who makes silly mistakes but adapts quickly. The art is very good and the fight scenes are well done. The MC is forced to rely on his core strength as he only receives basic training the early to midway point of the story. The main villain is also a standout character and you will either love or hate how good they are. Overall, Poison Dragon is a must-read for fans of unique and refreshing cultivation stories. It's different from the typical power-gaining manhwa and focuses more on strategy and character development. The story is well written and the art is top-notch. It is a solid read for those who want something different in the genre. And finally, number 1. Champion's Path to Muren. Get ready for an epic journey through the world of martial arts in the manhwa Champion's Path to Muren. Our main character, a living legend in the realm of mixed martial arts, is somehow reborn in the Mirim world as the youngest son of Kyum Hojang. Determined to forge a new legend, he sets out to shake up the Mirim using his extensive training in the boxing, taekwondo, muay thai, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, capoeira, judo, and more. With a diverse cast of characters and stunning fighting scenes, this manhwa will keep you on the edge of your seat. Follow the journey of our overpowered and determined main character as he takes on martial masters and fight to make a name for himself in the Mirim world. With his refreshing take on the genre, Champion's Path in Mirim is a must-read for fans of action-packed manhwa. From martial arts, fantasy, action-adventure, and even comedy, there is something for everyone. These 10 manhwa titles are definitely worth checking out as they offer unique and exciting storylines, well-developed characters, and a top-notch art. Whether you are a fan of overpowered main characters, relatable side characters, or a good old-fashioned revenge story, these manhwa have it all. So be sure to add them to your reading list and get ready for an unforgettable reading experience in 2022.